Hi everybody, my name is Amanda and I am your intuitive bestie and spiritual business mentor. And I am here today to bring you the Lionsgate Advent series. I'm really excited about this because the idea just came to me when I was showering and I was like, genius idea. So what we're gonna do over the next few weeks is we're going to have videos, I'm gonna have videos every single day highlighting something that the angels want me to bring forward in regards to the Lionsgate portal and how this portal can assist your business. And if those of you who don't know me or are new to this channel, hi, my name is Amanda and I work with solo entrepreneurs or solopreneurs as well as small to medium-sized businesses and enterprise level organizations, helping them scale and grow their business completely aligned with their energetic frequency. So I essentially go in and help them realign their own personal energy so that way they can show up fully in their business and their business feels energetically in alignment with their mission. So for this Lionsgate video series, I first wanted to start out with highlighting what is the Lionsgate if you guys aren't familiar. And the Lionsgate portal is something really beautiful that happens in Egypt. So on August 8th, so the 8/8 portal, which is also known as the Lionsgate, there is a star called Orion or Orion's Belt, a star constellation, and each of the points in Orion's belt actually align with the Giza pyramids. So why is this significant? Why does the spiritual community really hype this up? Because there's a good reason for it. The Lionsgate portal opens up a sacred frequency in your heart. It's the frequency of prosperity and abundance. It's the frequency of heightened manifestations and an opportunity to quantum leap from where you are now to where your heart desires to be. And why we're doing this Advent series is that the portal actually opened up on Saturday, July 26th. So I want to do something every single day leading up to the physical date when the energy is at its strongest to support you and your manifestations and what you want to see for your business. And with this specific gateway that's opening up, because the energy changes from year to year, what I've been told by my guides and my angels is that this is a time for massive soul transformation. I just want you to know that anything is possible. Anything is possible when you are able to dedicate your energy and devote yourself and your time to that of which that brings you joy. And for this specific portal, you can feel a lot of the energy actually coming from the heart. We have portals within us. Our heart is our biggest portal. It's our vortex field that allows us to experience life through the lens of love. When we're able to sit in that frequency, we're also able to access those higher vibrational energies such as abundance and prosperity and wealth consciousness. But when we're disconnected from our heart, we live in a state of fear, of illusion, of lack, of poverty consciousness. That is simply what this Lionsgate portal is here to disrupt and transform. So my guides are saying that this specific Lionsgate is all about connecting with your heart, using the power and the frequency of your heart to manifest your desires. It's almost like you're tuning in to your own inner portal, allowing for your energy to lead you and guide you in the direction of your dreams. So I want to support you through this because, like I said, I work with businesses and entrepreneurs all over the world, helping them scale and grow their companies with confidence and clarity. So what better way than to use this energy that is available to you right now to help support the elevation of your vision and of your business? And I want to talk today about the power of intention, because with everything in life, there is always an intention behind it, whether you're unconscious about it or aware of it. So let me give you an example. Why is the power of intention so transformative, and how can it be applied to your business? Well, first and foremost, when I wake up every single morning, I don't just get up out of bed and like get started with my day. And I definitely do my best to stay away from my phone first thing in the morning, because that sacred space for me is an opportunity for me to set my intention for how I want my day to manifest and the energy that I want to call forward to weave into my day. Because everything that we see outside of ourselves is simply a representation of our own energetic field. So what I do is I just close my eyes and I visualize my own inner prosperity portal opening. I see myself as my manifestations are being played out. I see myself embodying this higher frequency energy, allowing for my cells to really soak in and absorb the power of my higher self frequency. And then I do this little trick with my hands. I simply cup my hands together like this. It's a symbol of giving and receiving, which both of them are foundations in awakening prosperity within you. You must be able to give, but you also must be able to receive. So I hold my hands like this, and I close my eyes, and I just visualize my unlimited prosperity consciousness coming online. And what that looks like to me is a golden helix or a golden swirl of light spinning all around my energetic system. And then when I feel it anchor in to my cells, I see a vision of a butterfly. And then I blow it out into the world. So that is me setting my energetic intention for the day. And I just say thank you, and so it is. And then I go forward and I show up simply in the knowingness that my prayers, my heart's desires are already being answered. That everything after that intention point, that anchoring point into the energy that I want to curate for the day, is being played out in real time. And it is my sole focus to bring myself back to that awareness every time I experience something occurring in my life, whether it be a challenge, which I see as opportunities, or something of inspired divine action. So then after I do that, I get up and, like I said, I move with my day. But everything is very, very intentional with how I construct. Even the littlest of things, like brushing my teeth, scraping my tongue, these are all energetic practices of clearing my own energy. So you might be asking me now, Amanda, how does setting my intention, can I apply it to my business? How does that support my business? Well, we need to keep ourselves clean energetically. We have to practice energetic hygiene, because what happens is that we are also human. So being human, we do have a tendency to go unconscious at times, fall back into those old limiting beliefs and limiting patterns that keep us stuck and repressed, instead of feeling embodied and empowered in our higher self frequency. So I use the power of intention to bring my awareness back to the present moment, especially if I feel myself shifting and falling back into old behavioral patterns. And it's natural wherever you are on your spiritual awakening journey. Like you're human, so we're gonna fall back into it, and it's okay when we do so. We just need to have that awareness to bring us back into alignment, and that awareness comes with the power of intention. So in regards to applying it to my business, I'm very intentional with how I show up in my business. Before I sit down to do anything at all, I always say a prayer to call in my angels and my team of guides that oversee my business specifically, to have them help me and support me throughout my day, to bring through the words that my audience needs to hear, and just to help me stand and stay in my truth as I do whatever it is that my heart is calling me to do. So that is how I begin to show up in my higher self frequency in my business, and use the power of intention to do so. Now, how are we applying the power of intention back to the Lionsgate portal? Well, here's the thing, guys. as I mentioned, intention leads to awareness, which also it leads to presence. When we can stay very hyper present in our own reality, we can see and start to pick up on the intuitive nudges from our guides and our angels. These intuitive nudges could be business breakthroughs that change the trajectory and the course of your business. Because when you open your unlimited prosperity consciousness, all of a sudden that prosperity might come through in an idea. But you need to be able to receive that idea. And the only way to receive that idea is if you're aware and if you're present. Because otherwise, if you're up here in your mind and you're not in your heart, there's no way you're going to be able to, one, receive it, and to two, act on it. You're going to be so much in your analysis paralysis that the idea is going to go elsewhere. And we know from Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert that ideas will go elsewhere if we don't act on them. So, presence, bringing it back to the heart. The Lionsgate portal helps you to stay in your heart, to truly connect with your heart, and to truly be present with your surroundings so that way you can fully receive the blessings that are intended for you. Also, this is very high potency manifestation energy. So when you are present and you can see these ideas being presented to you by your guides, the power to manifest and quantum leap multiplies like by 1,000. I mean, it's incredible what you can do, because we have to understand that there's no concept of time. It's really just about the energy that you're willing to put into something, how quickly it can start to unfold. And with this gateway portal opened, all of a sudden that idea that was just an idea is now a full-on blown offer, and that people are buying just within a matter of days. Because it's all about you being able to stay present, set your intentions, receive the idea, and then act on it according to the divine guidance that you are receiving. So I want to offer up a few ways in which you can practice being very intentional, but also to have you work with the energy of the Lionsgate portal to amplify your manifestations. So first and foremost, like I said, setting your intentions at the beginning of your day is going to help you to stay in your power and your truth. So I just invite you, whenever you wake up in the morning, to close your eyes and to visualize how you'd like your day to be woven together. Which frequencies do you want to call forward to help you stay in alignment with your higher self energy? For me, one of my baseline frequencies that I love to work with is the element of creativity. I love to bring forward creativity into almost every single aspect of my day. So I ask the energy of creativity to step forward and to begin to weave into my day. And then I'll choose two other energies. For this as well, I also recommend just tuning in to your manifestation. So let's say your manifestation is you to hit $1 million in sales. You ask your manifestation, what energies do I need to cultivate in order to bring you into reality? And then sit there as you're laying in bed in the morning and just become a witness to whatever wants to come through. So maybe your manifestations energies are confidence, are joy, are love. And whatever it is, start to work with those frequencies. How can you show up in a more loving way towards yourself and towards others? How can you embody the energy of confidence? And start to really inquire on in what ways can you be very intentional with how you show up in vibration with those specific energies of your manifestation. Because when we become an energetic match to that manifestation, it has a channel to go through. And that our channel is clear to receive that idea, and it can be birthed out into reality. So that is just one way to start practicing and integrating intentions into your day-to-day practice, such as in your morning routine, and then asking your manifestation, what energies do I need to bring you to life? Now, in regards to your business, One, having a sacred ritual or practice before you sit down to go to work or to do anything. If you work in an office, I highly recommend having either a crystal by your desk, or even closing your eyes and saying a little mantra, like calling in your angels, to create that sacred container for you to be, efficient, for time to be your ally, and for you to infuse your business day with so much play, prosperity, and joy. And so it is. So business wise, calling in your angels and your guides before you sit down and go to work. And two, having something like physical, like a crystal, for instance. And this can be your like energetic representation of, okay, when I place this down on my desk and I grab my cup of coffee, that is my ritual for like sitting down and being very intentional with how I show up. So making sure you're doing something ritualistic before you sit down, to focus on your business, on what you do best. And the last thing that I want to say is that I would definitely take this time to really reflect on what it is you would like your heart to bring forward for you during this Lionsgate portal. Like, your heart is so open right now, and your ability to receive these blessings is like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no limit. It's limitless. The only thing that's going to block your manifestations from coming in is doubt. So in what ways can you start to work with the energy of receiving? And how can you start to really tend to your heart during this time to ensure that your heart is vibrating at its strongest, to call in these manifestations that you want to see unfold in your life? I also have gone ahead and I wrote down all of my desires that I would like to see come to form and come to fruition with the energy of the Lionsgate portal, and I highly recommend you to do the same. And then just take some time after you're done writing down your intentions and your dreams to just sit and to feel it as if it's already happened. Just feel into it and just go with the narrative, play the part, and to let yourselves just feel into that energetic embodiment. The last thing I'll say in regards to playing the part and writing everything down is that, for example, I wrote down having my book published by Hay House. And then yesterday I just went to the bookstore and I just went to see where my book would be placed on the shelf. And I just went and I just started visualizing my book on the shelf at Barnes & Noble's, right next to like Joe Dispenza and Eckhart Tolle. And I was like, yeah, I see it there. Like, I was like, it'll probably be in this section. But that's what I mean also by playing the part, is like, what little things can you do to help anchor in that vision? Because no desire is too big. Everything is possible. And we just really are here to get out of the limitations of our own mind and to get back into the frequency of our heart. So I want to wrap up with just one card pull for you guys as today's message for this Lionsgate Advent Calendar series. And then I will leave you guys with some reflection prompts in the description below. Also, if you're interested in seeing how I can support the growth of your business, whether you're a solopreneur or a growing business but just feel stagnant in your growth strategy, or you're looking for new ways to innovate and sustain yourself, definitely reach out to me. I also have a free archetypes of your business to find out what business model really resonates with you. So you can click on the link in my bio to learn more about that. And there's 2 messages that came out. So we have, for today's message, We have the star. And then we also have the 9 of earth. I love it. So what your angels are telling me with these two energies is that, one, it's time to have faith in yourself. It's time to stop playing small. You're done adhering to the characters that other people have created for you. And it's time to let your voice be heard. The Lionsgate portal is also all about Leo, embodying authenticity and leadership. This is your time to step into embodied leadership. So what ways can you show up in your authenticity and be that bold, that fierce, compassionate leader? Have faith that everything is working out for you and trust in yourself. The most important person to believe in is you. Believe in yourself, believe in your visions. Know that you have the full capacity to receive every blessing that you wrote down for your Lionsgate manifestations. But you're the only one that it will stop you from achieving those. And you're the only one that can actually bring them to life. So just remember how powerful you are in whatever way that you swing. And the 9 of earth, this is all about prosperity. So I love this message because you have that trust, you have that faith, you're believing in yourself, you're believing in your visions, you're letting go of that scarcity, that mentality of lack. And you know what's happening is that you're finding new opportunities for prosperity. Where others would see obstacles, you're seeing opportunity. Whether you see a penny on the ground, whether all of a sudden someone brings you a bunch of like tomatoes and cucumbers fresh from the garden, whether you get a new business idea or someone actually buys one of your offerings. These are all different manifestations of abundance, but it's up to you to recognize and receive the message of abundance that is all around you. Even looking at all these trees in full bloom, that is the prosperity manifesting in real time for you. So don't be afraid of stepping out and being seen. Don't be afraid of putting yourself out there, because now is the time to do it. This is literally the perfect time to be seen and to show up in your highest potential. So I just want to say that I believe in you. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. If this message resonated for you at all, I would love it if you just shared what resonated from today's video. And if there's any way that I can support you further along your journey, please let me know. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow.